Hey guys, it's Shelby, and today I'm going to be recreating a video I saw from another video creator here on YouTube. Her name is Sarah Teresa, I believe. I don't want to say her last name wrong. I've been watching her on and off for the last year, and recently a video of hers popped into my recommendations called Things I Only Own One Of. And I thought this would be a really interesting video for me personally to recreate because I believe in something that I call eco-minimalism. This is a term that I came up with to describe minimalism for the planet. Essentially, we try to consume as little as we can so that we can have the smallest environmental impact on our planet. And if you've been on my channel for a while, you know what's coming. You know I'm already about to tell you that back in the day, I read the book, The Story of Stuff, and it changed my life. I realized that every single thing we bought had a pretty significant environmental footprint from the resources we had to extract from the earth, from the energy it took to mine those items and kind of process them into any given product. And then also at the end of those items' life cycles, they end up going to landfill a lot of times. And when I realized this, I really started to look at things that I was buying and question what I did and didn't need. That's why I thought this video would be really good, so I could explain some of the things that I only own one of, why that is, and hopefully give you some ideas of how you could reduce your consumption and the overall amount of items that you own. But before we get into it, I did want to say a huge thank you to Sarah for creating this video. Make sure you go check out her video after you watch this one. I also want to give a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, which is Squarespace, your all-in-one platform to go and create an online store or website, whatever it is that you may need, and I have a sweet little discount for you in the description. Last but not least, if you're new here, welcome. If you're interested in content about minimalism and sustainability combined, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's get into it. So first of all, I wanted to rattle through the list of things that Sarah said she only owns one of that I also only own one of, and then we'll get into the things that she didn't mention that I wanted to add. Sarah mentioned that she only owns one TV. We also only own one TV, but even that is a huge step up because for the last 9 years? Since I moved out of my parents' house in 2011, I have not owned a TV. Now, we only own one right now because my partner Madison, you guys might know, sometimes she works from home, or actually quite a few days out of the week, she works from home. So she got a secondhand TV to use as her second monitor while she's working in her office upstairs. This TV will technically very rarely be used as a TV, but nonetheless, we do own one now. I do personally see this as a bit abnormal, as growing up in my house, we had a TV in the living room and then a TV in every room, which makes for 5 TVs, and then we had a TV in the kitchen, and my mom wanted one for her bathroom. But for me, not owning a TV for a very long time was a bit abnormal from what I grew up with and what I was used to, and now only owning one TV also seems a little different. We don't have a TV in our living room, which I think for a lot of people is abnormal. Something else Sarah says she only owns one of that I also only own one of are tennis shoes. They're actually really old and not cute, and I'm looking to purchase a new sustainable pair so that I can have a really high quality item and hold on to them and finally get rid of the ones that I've had. It is definitely time to replace my shoes. I'm actually working on a post about all the sustainable shoes that I've been looking into and which ones I finally decide to purchase. I'll keep you updated on that. But yes, I currently only own one pair of like tennis shoes, sneakers, trainers, whatever you call them. Sarah also says that she only owns one pair of sunglasses, as do I. I have a whole list about sustainable glasses and things that I've looked into and tried out, but at the end of the day, I only own one pair of sunglasses that I really, really like because they're high quality. They don't have those little nose things that get stuck in your hair, which I hate so much, and they are by a sustainable brand called Pela, so they are made from biodegradable materials, agricultural waste products, which I think is really cool, and I'll have those linked below if you're interested in that, along with a whole post about sustainable sunglasses if you're looking for something friendly to the planet that is also higher quality. Now I'll move away from the things that Sarah talked about only owning one of that I also only own one of, and since I just talked about which is the sunglasses I use, I also only own one phone case, which is also by the brand Pela. So Pela makes their phone cases from agricultural waste product, and the actual phone case itself is compostable. And I used to own a lot of phone cases, and I've also noticed here on the internet, people swap their phone cases out all the time. They find something else that's cute and they switch it. This is trendy this day, it's not trendy now, and they switch it all the time. I love my phone case because it is by a company that actually, you know, I support and stand behind fully. It's also very protective, and my new one when I got a new phone is the cutest color, just my absolute favorite color. This might not seem like that much of an achievement, but back in the day when I was obsessed with fast fashion, all of my outfit had to match. I would match my makeup with my outfit, with my shoes, with my phone cases. When I got my first job, I bought a set of I think like 25 different color phone cases, and I would switch out my phone case according to my outfit. It's not something I'm proud to say, but it's something that I did. So I think that owning only one phone case is an achievement. And since it's by a company I love, I do have a discount code with them, and I'll have it linked in the description. If you're in the market for a high quality phone case that you can feel good about having only one of, that will last you for a very long time, and when you're done with it, it can be composted and sent back to the earth. What else is better than that? Something that I think is very abnormal for an American woman to only own one of is a purse. And I don't even own a purse technically, I own a backpack. So most women in my life have all different purses, like big purses, small purses, travel purses, coin purses, all different types. And I don't. I have one backpack that I've been using for a couple years. You've probably seen it if you've seen my videos before, because I have a whole video about my zero waste essentials, or like what's in my bag. And I can link that right here if you haven't seen it. But that will talk more about my bag and what's in my bag. And it's the only bag I've had for a couple years. It's black. It's lasted me for a really long time. And I don't see the point in personally going and purchasing another bag for any other purpose, or having a different bag for all these different purposes. I really just like the one that I have. So let me know. Do you own only one bag? Do you own multiple bags? Have you ever thought about it that way? This one is a weird one, and something that I definitely don't think many people do this or only own one of these, and it is a hair tie. This hair tie on my wrist is the only hair tie that I own, and I found it on the ground. Yes, on the ground. About 6 months ago, maybe longer, I'm not sure, but it is the only hair tie that has touched my hair since I found it. Now the reason for this is this hair tie is actually super high quality. I don't know what it's made out of, but it doesn't have an elastic in it, like those typical hair pans that you think of that are elastic wrapped in a fabric. And the elastic, when you stretch it, it doesn't go back to the size that it needs to be. And when you take the elastic and put it on your wrist, that elastic is really tight to your wrist. This hair tie is not that way. When it's on my wrist, it's not squeezing my wrist, it's not uncomfortable, and my wrist is also not stretching it out. It maintains its shape no matter how far I stretch it, and when I put it in my hair, it doesn't get tangled in my hair. It's just, I'm obsessed with this hair tie, you guys. And another reason why I think I've kept track of it for so long is because if I lose it, I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know what it's made out of. I don't know how to find another one to repurchase. So this baby, as soon as it leaves my hair, it goes on my wrist or on my little place where it goes while I'm in the shower, and it doesn't ever leave my sight. I think that is a drastic contrast to what most people do with hair ties, because they buy these giant packs of hair ties that suck, to be honest. They break, they stretch, you lose them all the time because they don't mean a lot to you. They're not high quality. When you find one thing that is really good quality, it can easily replace a lot of lower quality things. So definitely my hair tie taught me that lesson, and I love this little guy. Please, no one ever try to steal my hair tie. It's like one of my most valued possessions. Along the lines of hair, I also only own one hairbrush / comb. To be honest, I don't brush my hair very often. So maybe that's cheating. Maybe it's easy for me to only have one hairbrush. I don't have them in multiple rooms, multiple bathrooms. I don't have a travel brush. I just, you know, this is what you see is what you're getting. It is a very rare occasion that I will walk into my parents' house and my dad sees me and he doesn't go, "Do you ever brush your hair?" Like, no, Dad, not really. So yeah, only one hairbrush. And along the lines of a hairbrush, I also only own one toothbrush. Now this is because I can't just go over to my parents or my friend's house and ask to borrow a toothbrush, because I don't want to get a plastic one. I also can't go to the dentist and get one of those plastic ones. And whenever I leave my toothbrush somewhere, everyone knows it's mine because it's the bamboo toothbrush. I don't keep a large stock of them under my sink. I don't test out a bunch of different ones. I have one toothbrush, and that is the only one that I need, except for whenever I'm done using one and I replace it with another. I keep that one around for a while to clean things around my house, but toothbrushes, only one. I also only own one mascara. Now, Shelby from just a few years ago would be very proud of me, because it was one of those things that you use pretty much every time you do your makeup, right? Mascara is an essential of everyone, almost, okay, if you don't wear mascara, not everyone, but most people's makeup routine, and it's the thing that you repurchase and replace the most. Or you buy another one, you put it in your makeup bag. You buy another one, you put it in your makeup bag. That's what I did, and I would have this hoard of mascaras. In my experience, that is pretty normal. So I currently only own one mascara. It is by Elate Cosmetics, and they are vegan, cruelty-free, and a lot of their products come very sustainably packaged. Their mascara is not plastic free, but the outer coating of it is bamboo instead of plastic like all the other mascara brands are. So I only own one mascara. I don't go around purchasing whatever the latest and greatest is from the store. Yeah, I just stick with my one mascara. This next one I wrote down might seem like a no-brainer, or depending on where you're from, it may seem excessive or it may seem non-excessive. Let me explain. So I only own one car. I recently purchased my dream car, a 2015 white Prius. 2015 specifically was my dream because they changed the body after 2015 and I don't like the new body. So I was looking specifically for a 2015 and I got one, and her name is Pearl and I love her dearly. The reason I put this on the list to talk about is because I think my perspective could be very different than someone else's perspective, and I wanted to take the chance to explain what I come from, what I think is normal, or at least what my experience is as it pertains to what I think is normal. I wanted to make the distinction here because owning only one car for me is not weird. I don't think it's weird per se, but the way I grew up, if I followed in the footsteps of what I saw growing up, you would consider it to be weird. Yeah, let me explain. My parents have always had extra cars. Now, I don't really understand why this is. So when I went to buy my new car, my parents came with me because it's the first car I've ever bought and I don't know a lot about negotiations and what's a good deal and all that kind of stuff. When my parents showed up to help me buy this car, mind you, they each owned a car for themselves. My mom has a Suburban and my dad has a truck. And my mom has an extra car so she doesn't put miles on her Suburban. Still, don't know why. I come from a life of excess. Anyway, technically at the time where they came to help me buy my car, they also had a fourth car because my brother-in-law's car was at their house because it wasn't running properly. When I went to sell my car to get my new car, my parents bought it from me. My parents, who are retired, who really have no reason to be driving separate places, or if they do, it would be very rare. They're not commuting. I don't know why. My parents own 4 cars. That's not really my business and it doesn't matter to me that much, but I tell you this to help you understand my perspective, right? For me, owning only one car seems perfectly normal and honestly less than excessive. But for some people, the fact that Madison and I each have a car might seem excessive, but it depends on where you live and the background you came from. Because Madison commutes to work some days of the week and I wouldn't really like to be stuck here at home without a car in case of, anything happening. Anyway, I just thought that would be a good example to kind of show how my perspective may be very different from yours, and I would really love to hear what your perspective is on that in the comments. But I say all this to say I only own one car. And last but not least, I only own one suitcase. Now the sentiment with the suitcase and why I only own one is similar to why I only have this one hair tie, and it's because I bought a very high quality suitcase that could be used in a bunch of different versatile situations. So when I went to Cancun last year for a week, I used that suitcase. When I go to my parents for a weekend, I use that suitcase. When I took a 3-week trip on the West Coast last year, I used that suitcase. As a minimalist of types, I pack in a way to where it doesn't matter if I'm going to be gone for a few days or if I'm going to be gone for a few weeks. I can fit everything I need in that suitcase so that I don't need a small carry-on suitcase, the medium-sized suitcase, and the big Mondo suitcase for longer trips. I went through several different suitcases in my days because I got a set when I graduated high school and I used those throughout my first few years of college. And then more recently, I got a secondhand suitcase which fell apart on me, and I finally broke down when I was in Portland earlier last year. And I went into TJ Maxx, found a high quality suitcase made from recycled plastic bottles, and that suitcase has held up so well. And I really think with that, the whole sentiment I want you to get from this video is that buying quality over quantity will help save you money in the long run, will help you own far fewer items, and will help you have a smaller impact on the environment because you're only purchasing one thing as opposed to buying a bunch of lower quality things. And with that, I want to give a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, which is Squarespace, who can help you build a very high quality website very seamlessly. I want to give an extra special thank you to Squarespace today for sponsoring this video without actually interfering with the video itself. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform that makes it super simple to create a professional looking website with no coding or web experience needed. They also offer a 14-day free trial where you don't have to enter your credit card at all, and if you've been on the internet for a while, you know how rare that is. This allows you to test out the platform for yourself and test out all the different templates and find which one is exactly right for you. These templates don't need editing, but you can customize them to fit your own unique style and your needs. So whether you're building a simple landing page, a portfolio, a blog, or even an online store, make sure you do it with Squarespace. And you can head to squarespace.com/Shelbizleee for your free trial and 10% off of your first purchase of a website or even a domain.